Hi guys, I'm Shmi and we're on a tour around Europe, currently driving in the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. We had an amazing day yesterday driving in this car down through the Swiss Alps from Germany through to Italy, where we're now in Turin, Torino, and right now actually at the home in this unsuspecting building of Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus. This is Jim Glickenhaus's project where he's been building the SCG003, the race car and road car that was launched at Geneva earlier this year. And I even interviewed him back then. He showed us around the car. Brilliant piece and a lovely guy, and always sort of incredibly knowledgeable about everything to do with his cars. But I'm going to pop inside now and I can get a sneak glimpse and show you a couple of things that are currently being worked on. Here goes then, here we are in the factory for the SCG003, and work is going on right now to get these cars prepared for this weekend's Nurburgring 6-hour race. These two cars that you see here, the race cars, the Corsa cars, are going to be returning to the Nurburgring for that race. They were both at the 24-hour race earlier this year. And this car, which is Macchina Uno, quite cool little thing they have on the door here, it says Macchina Uno. Completed the race. So they built this car completely fresh. This was Jim's sort of like dream project. Developed the car, built it, took it to the race, ran the Nürburgring 24-hour and completed to the end. And that is a spectacular achievement, something that's really, really impressive when you consider the competition out there on the field. So the two cars, Macchina Uno and Macchina Duo, Italian for car 1 and car 2, are being prepared here for the 6-hour Nürburgring this weekend. For a little bit more background on the car, SCG003 is developed as a way of having this car that can be taken to the race programs, but also the closest sort of experience to a race car in a road legal car. So you have a twin turbo 3.5 litre V6, 530 horsepower, although they'll also go up to twin turbo V12s should the customers wish. There are these two race cars, but there are also going to be a series of road cars. I believe it's 10 that will be built, but full concentration at the moment is on the two road cars. And as you can see from pretty much everything we're looking at, it is all carbon fibre construction. Carbon fibre tub, carbon fibre panels, carbon fibre just about everything. The doors or body panels of this car are all in the lacquered carbon fibre with the sort of gold highlights. Obviously they're all being worked on, so they're not on the car at the moment, but it's pretty stunning. Inside, all the panels carbon fibre. The seat, of course, carbon fibre inside the tub. But the car is incredibly sort of adaptable, so you can take all sorts of panels off, remove the roof, remove the roll cage, so that the car can be worked on quickly during racing. It's been incredibly well thought about with all of this in mind. You see there's lots of aerodynamics with the giant wing. So it's a pretty crazy piece of kit, built with that one purpose in mind, full race car experience. So when all the panels are on, and I'll go and have a look around some of them in a moment, you can see all the sort of swoops and curves and everywhere where the air goes. It's actually amusing. This car has a passenger seat. Of course, when racing, you will only take one to minimise the weight. The door mirror is a cool piece of design as well on this sort of arm up to that very aerodynamic shape. We don't have a whole car to look at, but that's Macchina Uno. We have Macchina Duo over here, which is the yellow car. SCG003 for Corsa. That is being prepared and just built up and made ready for this race. Unfortunately, this car didn't actually make it to the start line of the N24. But it is now back and ready to give it another go. It's just kind of cool. You see there's some various parts and bits and bobs around us, and here are all of the body panels for this car, which presumably weigh pretty much next to nothing, I would guess. Carbon fibre, everything. I'll keep looking around. This is an interesting car. This is the Ferrari Modulo concept, which is a car Jim Glickenhaus bought from Pininfarina last year. It's a 1972 concept model, and it's basically here for full restoration. So we're looking at a sort of 60s Ferrari chassis here, which is the sort of steel tubular chassis, very different to the modern carbon fibre tubs that are going into those cars. Excuse me. But what was crazy about this car is the roof actually sits on here, and to get in, it slides forwards. The whole roof goes forwards over the frame of the car, and it's exceptionally low. You can see sort of from the bottom of the car down here up to the roof. This is not a very big thing, and this is being fully restored after Jim acquired it from Pininfarina. Around us here we've got the other panels for car number 1, all the carbon fibre, which just looks so cool. All the louvres through in the arches there, and then the front arches again with the headlight sort of shape as well. It's kind of like an LMP1 car, Le Mans car. But it's such a cool project idea that somebody can try and create a car and then take it to the race and complete a 24-hour race, because there is so much involved in doing that. So much endurance, and it's so grueling on the car. But managed it, car's completed, so it's a pretty exciting project to be involved in. And just for reference sake, the road car, which is the SCG003 Stradale, that isn't yet in progress but will be soon, is a £1.6 million car. The race car commands a £750,000 premium on top of that. So they're certainly not cheap, but that's a way to enter a proper race experience, something seriously special. And this is the Nosecone of Uno. And you can see how much work goes into all of these shapes. Lovely carbon fibre finish. You can see through the Nosecone and all of the different panels. And there's the sort of central spine piece above the engine, I'm trying to think, the fin, shark fin I suppose you could call it, that goes down the rear. In the back is where all the workshop is made, all the different parts. Unable to go in there at the moment, but there are huge stacks of tyres and all sorts of spare parts and different things for the cars. But yeah, this is, I think, probably one of the first looks around this workshop, so it's quite cool to be here and be allowed to see it and take it all in and show you around the car in a bit more detail. I'm just sort of learning as I go. Had a quick look around with some assistance, but now free roaming. This is a fun little touch. Wooden finish piece on the front splitter. SCG003C. Keep looking around. Yeah, so the engine here. 530 horsepower from this one. Obviously meeting all the racing regulations and requirements that are involved in entering competition. Big radiators just inside there. It's funny with the antennas on top of that spine. The colour combo with the carbon and the gold finishes is pretty cool too. And then we've got the exhaust boxes, which sort of stick out into the middle of nowhere right now until the other components go on. And there's a seriously meaty diffuser somewhere that sits under here. Yeah. Light at the rear. It's always fun. So this is basically a sort of toy shop of carbon fibre and cool motorsport parts and vehicles. But it's great to have a visit and wish the guys the best of luck at this weekend's race. Interesting to see how they get on. Let's take a final look over here at Macchina 2. It's such a fun thing to call them for the different car numbers with the names written in Italian. And if you're interested, let's take a look at the steering wheel. It's a tiny little thing, Alcantara. All sorts of different settings and buttons and things you can control through the centre stack too. I don't know what half of that does, but I imagine when you're racing around the track it has to be made quite easy to find. Headlights, rain mode, washers for the windscreen, hazard buttons pretty big. Brake bias, the AP Racing, brake bias toggle, ABS mapping settings, Air conditioning control, you know, you need that. You need to keep cool. What else do you have? Air conditioning on and off down at the left, and the demister as well. And then here the mirrors, I should show this. The mirrors have a little camera here, and as well as actually having the mirror for the road, you have the camera which comes up on the screen, so you don't have to divert your eyes very far from the steering wheel in order to see what's going on behind you. Take a peek into the pedal box. There's a lot going on down there actually, that's interesting. More pedals than I would have anticipated. So, crazy machine, ready and set to race, and it's really cool to be here and literally see it while it's being worked on. Excuse me. Yeah, so while it's being worked on, in here you see somebody crawling under now to get everything ready. It's going to be a weekend of work, I think, to get these cars set for this weekend's race. Anyway, sorry for waffling on a little bit, but do make sure you go and check out the video I shot with Jim himself, showing me around this very car, talking all about it in a little bit more technical detail. But for now, we've had a pretty nice look around and been able to see what's going on here at SCG near Turin in Italy, and also see the restoration of the Modulo concept, the one-off, only one of these. So that's pretty special as well. So that's it for now. I'm going to wrap it up there. It's pretty special to be able to take a look around here, but it's been an incredibly busy week for us on this tour. We visited so many places, test driven so many cars, so pretty exhausted and tired after it all. So we're going to take this afternoon, just have a rest, and I'm very pleased to have been able to visit. And I wish the guys, of course, the best of luck in this weekend's race. It's going to be great to watch, see how they get on. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this sort of sneak look inside the workshop here at Scuderia Cameron Glickenhaus. That's it for now though. I'll catch up with you again from tomorrow when we're going to be back on the road going through the Alps in the GT3 RS on our way towards France. So another awesome day driving ahead of us. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers.